So ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sharon Whiteman, and it's my great privilege and absolute pleasure to be here with Dana Hunter and Gary Knapp and each and every one of you every Saturday morning or whenever you get to be able to catch up, sometimes in the archives, which we can deeply appreciate. Saturday mornings are sometimes too busy for some families and people. So today we're very lucky to have Kyna Sully. She's had to change her schedule to be here with us, and that's an incredible commitment to us, and we're deeply appreciative. I'll just give you a little bit about her background. Kyna is a registered nurse with over 20 years experience. It wasn't long into her nursing career that she realized that something was missing, and through a caring friend was introduced to the science of nutritional glycobiology nearly 17 years ago. It's probably more than that now, I'd say. As a registered nurse and with a passion for wellness and healthy living, ManaTech was the perfect fit. Since being introduced to ManaTech, Kyna has been a passionate advocate for educating others to take personal responsibility for their health and wellness. Kyna won the Giving Spirit Award at Manifest in 2018. She especially loves the heart of ManaTech with its M5M program and loving being able to experience N5M in action in Mexico several years ago. Kyna's other passion is to help transform the lives of other millennials so that they can live with passion, purpose, and prosperity. She's excited about the concept of the gig economy and how ManaTech can be a player in this field. Kyna is a passionate and professional speaker with multiple areas of expertise. This week we'll be focusing on creating sustained wellness at any age. And I know if you're not here live to see this, this will be something that'll be a widely shared call. So Kyna, thank you for saying yes. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome, Sharon. And good morning, everybody, whether you're listening live at the moment on this lovely rainy Saturday morning in Brisbane anyway, or listening at a later time. I hope the information that I present to you today will be beneficial. And
I'm just going to pop off camera.
Life-changing for you. Oh, sure, no worries. And life-changing for you as well. And I'm very grateful to Sharon and Gary and Diana for their continued support for making these amazing calls available for each and every one of us every single Saturday. So that's really wonderful. So Sharon gave me the topic of looking at sustaining wellness through the lifespan. And so hopefully as we go through this journey, you will gain a better understanding about some positive things and steps that you can take to continue your wellness and well-being throughout your lifespan, whether you're very young or very old, and everywhere in between. But I thought we really need to start off with what is wellness, and maybe wellness might look different for you. It might look different for me. But good health is really important, but it's only really one part of wellness. And wellness is really a conscious choice to continually improve your quality of life. And your quality of life might look very different to mine. So it can involve many things: physical health, financial health, emotional health, and social well-being. And I don't really think you can take one without another. It'd be like trying to have a three-legged chair. It would be very wobbly. So wellness throughout the lifespan, regardless of whether you're very big or very small, our needs do vary throughout the years. And wellness is not really an occasional resolution. Sometimes at the beginning of the year, we all make New Year's resolutions, and maybe at the start of a new financial year, you're going to make a new resolution. It's a good chance to reflect on the last 6 months and see how you've been traveling. But it really has to be a conscious choice that we make each and every day. And sometimes it can be little things that are done consistently that can add up to make a really big difference. And this is where choosing a wellness lifestyle comes down. So it's not about a fad thing, going on a juice cleanse or a detox or anything like that. It's actually a lifestyle that we choose to embrace. There are lots of different factors that can impact our wellness. These can be our environment, our genes, our biology, and unfortunately we don't have a lot of control over some of these factors, although there are lots of science to show there is changes that we can make there. But there is really great news, and there are factors that we can have a control over that do have a dramatic impact on not just our general health and well-being, not just in childhood, but also continuing throughout your lifespan. So there are factors that you can control, and whether you're young or little, you may maybe have little children, and maybe you're not so young, maybe you've got grandchildren or even great-grandchildren. These are the factors that you can control: nutrition, your exercise, and your sleep. Obviously, we all know that exercise is important, and we know how vital sleep is as well. But yes, these are factors we can control. I'm not going to talk so much about exercise and sleep. There's heaps of fantastic information out there for you, but I will be especially focusing on nutrition today. So throughout our lifespan, good nutrition contributes to our quality of life. And this is taken from the Australian government website, actually. Maintaining a healthy body weight, protection against infections. I think that's quite interesting considering our current state of being. Reduces the risk of chronic conditions and reduces the risk of premature death. Unhealthy Aussies, though, this is also from the Australian government website, and this is, I was trying to find some specific data on children's health, but it actually didn't matter whether you were looking at data on children, teenagers, or middle-aged, or even older people in Australia. It all basically said the same thing. Australians do not eat enough of the 5 main food groups: fruits, vegetables, grains, meats, or dairies. They consume too much food that is high in energy and low in nutrients. And we eat way too much sugar, saturated fat, and sodium. We have very low levels of activity, physical activity, and our overweight and obesity levels are very high. We recently had Men's Health Week the other week, and in Australia, men take out 2nd place for the most obese in the world. I don't necessarily think that's a claim to fame, unfortunately. So what about when we start at the beginning of the lifespan for children? So children do need specific nutrients in order to grow, develop, and gain intellectual capacity and cognitive abilities. And we all know, we've all seen those pictures of malnourished children in Africa or Asian countries, and how they suffer in those areas of growth. Nutrition for kids and teens, they have limited nutrition in food because they're often skipping meals. Lots of kids go to school hungry, unfortunately, and that can be from a wide range of social factors as well. Empty calories in the foods they do consume from an added sugar. There's hormonal changes for teenagers, and obviously in our environments that we live today, there's massive amounts of increased stress. And you just need to talk to anybody who has teenage children, and they will say their kids are stressed or anxious and things like that. But there are things that we can do to help them. And then as we move through the lifespan, nutrition for adults. So our nutrition needs do vary as we age, and they actually, we actually need more nutrition nearly as we get older, because our bodies are run down. Excessive sugar intake throughout our years, poor nutritional habits, medication use. There are lots of medications that actually deplete nutrients from your body, so that can increase your nutritional needs, and stress. Unfortunately, we probably all suffer from increased or chronic stress, and the WHO, depends how much credence you give them, say stress is a health epidemic of the 21st century. And chronic low-grade stress, unfortunately, has long-term consequences on our bodies, including increased cortisol levels, which have impacts on our health over time. So not just our brain health, but there's lots of studies looking at how that stress actually decreases the telomeres, those things that they say if you have lengthened telomeres, you have better quality of life. And that's a really fascinating thing to listen to as well. I'm just going to stop. Oh, sorry, our cuckoo clock has decided to sing, so I'm sorry about that. I did forget to turn him off. So stress, we all have stress: lifestyle stress, nutritional stress, and toxic stress. And it doesn't matter what environment you live in. If you've read Dr. Steve Nugent's book, How to Survive on the Toxic Planet, from many years ago, he talked about how it didn't matter where you lived, toxins were found way from the South Pole to the North Pole, the polar bears, everything has toxins in it from our environments. So unfortunately, it's something that we can't necessarily escape. But I'd like to suggest to you that it's never too late to choose health and wellness. But the thing is, you could leave it, but it will be a bigger climb for you to maintain or get back to your optimal level of health and well-being the longer you wait. So yes, put it off. Don't worry about it. Think it's all too hard. But the longer you wait, the longer you leave it, the bigger the climb will be. So start today, start with the basics and start with the best. And health is really the greatest of all human blessings. There's lots of sayings that say health is your greatest wealth, and it certainly is your greatest investment. Just ask anybody who doesn't enjoy great health or well-being and they'll soon tell you that. Now, despite our age differences, we all have cells. It doesn't matter if you're a little child crawling around on the floor or a more mature man walking with a cane or a wheelie walker. We all have cells, and our cellular nutritional needs are very similar throughout our lifespan. And that is because, doesn't matter your age, we're all made up of cells. Our human body is made up of cells, and they reckon over between 37 and 39 trillion, depending what you read, cells in our human body. And when placed end to end, do you know how many times it would circle the Earth? Almost 19 times. It's quite amazing, isn't it, to think that body where you're sitting just now could, if all those cells were spread out, would circle the Earth nearly 19 times. So that's really why you should care about your cells, because you have so many of them. And the cells are the basic building block of your body. And they're the essence of human health, is that cells need to be healthy and should be healthy. And science has discovered that the causes of all diseases is actually due to unhealthy cells. So when we look at that little picture there, it's pretty self-explanatory then, isn't it? If we have healthy cells make healthy tissues make healthy organs make a healthy system, and a healthy system makes a healthy body, which is you. So the very beginning is the cell. So let's have a deep dive into the health of your cells. And this really begins with glyconutrients. And I'm very excited with this technology, really. It's so fantastic. And this was way back with the discovery of cell surface saccharides or glycans that are responsible for cell-to-cell communication. So you've got all these cells that go in your body, maybe 37, 39 trillion of them, and they all have to talk to each other. And then through that process, we have the stabilization of ammanose-rich polysaccharides or glyconutrients. And we're going to talk about more of that as we go along. And that led to the first complete glyconutrient wellness supplement, which was ambrotose powder. Now, glycans are fascinating things, and they're sort of like code, nearly, that help your cells to talk to each other. And they say lots of different things. These things they say are nourish me, repair me, destroy me, protect me, and regulate me. These are the things that the cells, when they're talking to each other, they help the cells know, like, where vitamin C needs to go, or where iron needs to go, for example, which cells need destroying, which cells are cancer cells, which cells are viruses and invading the body. And these glycans are vital for all structure and function of every single cell in your body, and they form receptors on the cell surface membranes. And in 2012, the National Academy of Sciences published a study looking at glycoscience and said that glycans play roles in almost every biological process. So that just goes to show how important these things are for your health and well-being. Now, unfortunately, with our modern diets, we only get 2 of these glycans. You might be familiar with some of the words there. Glucose, obviously you're quite familiar with that, and maybe lactose or galactose from milk sugars. But unfortunately, with our modern diets, we only get 2 of the 8 essential glycans that we need. This is due to a variety of problems, like farming practices, green harvesting, food processing, our cooking methods, and even the foods that we choose to eat. Oftentimes, if you live in a particular place, your variety of food might be quite limited, or maybe you only like a particular sorts of foods, and so your food selection is greatly limited. So supplementation is really not optional at all in relation to having the glycans in your body and for your cells to work properly. It's actually essential. So ambrotose is the first and only complete plant-derived glyconutrient complex, and that is fantastic. There's so many things that ambrotose does for you, and I would encourage you to look at all the information that Dr. Nugent has provided. There's plenty of that online. We won't be able to go into all of that today, but also go and check out manatechscience.org, and you'll be astounded, as I was just recently, looking at all the studies that have been done on ambrotose powders, looking at how it supports cognitive communication and concentration and memory, helping improve mood and decrease irritability. And it doesn't necessarily matter what age spectrum you are. I think we all could do with improving our mood and decreasing irritability. Supporting immune function, and we all know how vitally important that is, especially through the last couple of years. We've certainly discovered how important immune health is, and gastrointestinal health as well. So glycans are really essential, and it doesn't matter which area you're looking at, just general nutrition, immune health, brain health. It's like the umbrella that helps to support all those different aspects of your health and well-being for all stages of your life. So it doesn't matter if you've got a small child. I know there are many people here, they can probably write in the chat, children that they have known that have received fantastic benefits from taking our glyconutrient supplement, our ambrotose, right up to people who are in the latter stages of life, who also have received benefit. And I think the most amazing thing is it doesn't matter what your health status is. We all can do with improved health status. And the interesting thing is that people first, when they start on the ambrotose, often say the first thing they notice is a clearer head. They don't have that brain fog anymore, or that chatter that's in the back of their heads has quietened down, and their concentration is better. So it's really fantastic benefits that we receive from taking ambrotose on a daily basis. And now, just because we're also talking about children as well, ManaBears are our fantastic supplement for children. So they just don't have the glycans in them from pectin or from manopol for cellular communication, but they've also got lots of phytonutrients in there from dehydrated fruits and vegetables. And it's a great way to get extra nutrition in, because sometimes you don't know. You might be worried about how your nutritional levels are for your children, but this is a fantastic way because you know exactly how much nutrition they're getting every single day. And there's also antioxidant support from vitamin C. The next part of our health that we need to talk about is our guts. And maybe that's something you don't think about too much, or maybe you do, because we all know that gut health is so important. And GI Pro Balance is a fantastic supplement for that. It's a pre and probiotic, and it has excellent 8 strains there of the probiotics to help support your gut health and the gut microbiome, which is really important. So our guts are really the inner tube of our lives, and there's over 100 trillion bacteria in there that help to support the health of your bodies. And the composition and behavior of the bacteria in the gut is actually crucially important for your health and well-being. And the other thing that's really important with gut health is the balance of good and bad bacteria. So you certainly need more good bacteria to counteract the bad bacteria. And the reason that our guts are so important is that over 70% of our immune system function is in your gut. So once you fix your gut, everything works better. So you can take a lot of supplements, even not ManaTech supplements, and perhaps you have, but if your gut's not healthy, you actually won't get the best uptake of those supplements that you're taking. So it's really, really important that you absolutely take GI Pro Balance. The other great thing that we've found recently, and more research is coming out about that, is the importance of the gut-brain connection. And there's lots of studies that show there's actually probably more talk between our guts and our brains than the opposite way around. So our gut bacteria produce lots of neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin. And they're those feel-good neurotransmitters for feelings of happiness and joy. And so a lot of people have found great benefits for their children by giving them GI Pro Balance for helping with those sorts of things. Now, what about ambrotose AO? So don't be confused by the title. It's really an antioxidant product that does have some ambrotose in there as well. And ambrotose AO helps to protect and repair your bodies against free radical damage. And free radical damage is sort of like the rust that causes aging or inflammation to your cells. And over long periods of time, that causes ongoing damage. If you think about it, when you're driving, perhaps on a flat surface, your car needs a certain amount of fuel or antioxidants to keep going. But if you're going up and down hills, as often happens in our lives, we go up and down through different phases. It may be extra stress or our lifestyles might change. We get increased free radical damage. So we certainly need to impact our health and those free radicals with an antioxidant supplement. And we know that there are more than 75,000 man-made chemicals that have been proven to cause diseases. And free radicals also cause a lot of inflammation in the body, which can cause, now inflammation can be beneficial for a short period of time. Like if you fall over and you hurt your knee, for example, it might become a bit red and inflamed, and that actually helps the healing process. But we don't want that inflammation process going on over long periods of time, because that's when damage can occur. And we also need to take good antioxidants because we live in such a toxic planet. And we can see that very, very obviously in our environments. And we have continuous stress on our bodies, and we've talked about that as well. So endocrine support, how do we support our hormonal system that helps keep us balanced throughout the day? So Plus is the fantastic product that we use that helps us to do that and to help us do it effectively. And it helps to regulate. So it's not a hormonal supplement. It is a plant that helps to feed your hormonal system and to help it to function at its best. Plant-based, the phytosterols or the plant hormones in Plus help to support breast health, prostate health, bone health, colon health, immune health, gut health, heart health, and your general well-being. So, and it's even okay for children to take that product as well. They also are facing hormonal challenges as they're moving through the ages when they get those teenage years, and it's certainly a safe product to give to them as well. And phytosterols are those amazing little chemical messengers which can turn on biochemical reactions in target organs to regulate body processes such as sex drive, mood, energy, and metabolism. And we all have those hormonal producing glands that are very vitally important for us to maintain with a good phytosterol product. Now, what about Amigas? You might have heard a lot of talk about omega-3 or vitamin D3 in the news. We know that it's an essential fatty acid, and our omega-3 is a fantastic, safe product. It has the added vitamin D3 because there have been numerous studies, even recently in the last 2 years, that have showed many people are deficient of vitamin D3, and that has led to poor health, and especially immune health. Vitamin D3 is very important for immune health as well. The other thing is that in our modern diets, the ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 should be 1:1, but unfortunately, when it's been tested in people, it's been more towards 30:1. And what happens, omega-3 and omega-6, they actually both compete for the same receptor sites on your cells. And if we have too much omega-6, it actually blocks the omega-3 from being able to get onto those receptor sites. And omega-6 is actually a pro-inflammatory omega. So it doesn't help with inflammatory conditions that people have. So that's why it's really important to take a high quality omega-3 product that is highly anti-inflammatory. And then it can help to displace that omega-6, which is the inflammatory process. The other thing to remember is that anything that is farmed, like farmed fish, for example, or grain-fed beef, has a high level of omega-6. It changes the omega content in those products from omega-3 to omega-6. So that's why it's really important to find grass-fed or beef or any other sort of meat product that you take, and for fish that it needs to be ocean wild caught fish. So our omega-3 with vitamin D3 is actually the good oil, because we know that omegas are so essential to support cardiovascular health, your brain health, eye health, swelling and inflammation, bone health and immune function, especially with that vitamin D3 that's in there. We've talked a little bit about that already. And it's produced from a sustainable source. That's the other thing that I really love about ManaTech, is that they are looking after the environment as well. So they come from anchovies, which are very small fish, so the toxic load is much less, and from deep in the cold waters of Peru. The other important aspect of our health and well-being is nourishing of our cells. If you remember that slide back at the beginning, it talked about the different needs that our cells have, and one of them was for nourishment. And we get that with our fantastic product called Catalyst, which is a great multivitamin mineral product. It has 29 vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, and it has a real kick. It's very readily absorbed, and because our products are food-based, we don't need to mega dose or overdose to get the essential vitamins or minerals that we need out of the product. Catalyst is great to support skin, hair, eye health, teeth, gums, our bone health, our energy levels to keep you sustained throughout the day, joint health, and our nervous and immune system. And the other great addition that we have with our Catalyst is ashwagandha, and it's a powerful adaptogen, and it's a not so secret addition anymore because we all know that it's in there, and it helps your body to adapt to stress. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm sure that you know some people in your life that need to adapt well to stress, and so Catalyst is a fantastic supplement for them to take as well. Helps to promote feelings of well-being and supports energy production as well. And if you ever ask people how they are, oftentimes they'll say, oh, I'm tired. Well, this is a fantastic product for you to share with them. We can't really separate one from the other or say one's more important than the other, but our multivitamin and mineral supplement is a really fantastic addition for them. And don't forget, children need vitamins and minerals as well to support their healthy growing bodies. Now, because we're talking a little bit about children as well, I thought that it was really important to add some extra additional products that you could share with for kids. Perhaps if kids aren't fond of eating, or you're having difficulty getting them to eat nutritious food, you can always hide some super nutrition in with our True Plenish shake. Now, it is a meal replacement shake, but what about when kids come home from school in the afternoon and they are hungry and they want something? It's a fantastic way to add nutrition, and you can add lots of berries or banana, I like mixing the chocolate with frozen banana and peanut butter mixed in and blend all that up. It's absolutely delicious. And so it's a really great way that you can add extra nutrition to your children's diets as well. So there's great prebiotics and probiotics as well in TruePlenish to help create that healthy gut microbiome, as well as lots of protein. So in each scoop, there's 10 grams of plant-based protein, which is a great way for children to get extra protein. Or you could look at the other end of the spectrum. Perhaps you know someone who's elderly and they're finding it difficult to eat. Then maybe having a shake is a great way for them to get the nutrition they need. They don't have to cook. They just shake it all up and it's great to go. And then for busy people who live busy lives, maybe you don't necessarily need to lose weight, but you find it hard to have breakfast in the morning. I'm not one for particularly getting up very, very early, but it's a great way to have breakfast on the go. You can drink it in the car. You can add it with water or milk if you don't have time to blend up a shake. But yeah, it's an absolutely fantastic product and it tastes great. Just one other product I'd like to mention as well, not just for children, but maybe for families, is our fantastic cocktail product called Nutrivarus, which is a blend of all our key technologies in one product. So it's a powerful blend of our glycans, antioxidants, and vitamins and minerals. So it's not the same levels as you get from taking each product individually, but it certainly will give you some added nutrition. And it also is an easy way you can add that into the shake as well, mix it up in soups at this time of the year, or add it to, on food, spaghetti bolognese, for example, if you're finding it hard to get your children to eat fruits and vegetables. It's a really great way to cleverly disguise extra nutrition for your children. And it supports their immune health, digestive health, and cardiovascular health as well. Now, I know a lot of kids are involved in sports these days also, and or maybe not just kids, but maybe you're a weekend warrior who likes to go outside and have a big workout in the garden, or go to that boot camp class early in the morning. Well, Impact Plus is a fantastic way for you to support your wellness while you're doing those activities. So it's a great product. It is a 3-in-1 fitness product with fueling, hydration, and recovery, and it's a safe energy drink. And I think if you go to kids' sporting games, it's surprising to see how many of them drink those energy drinks with lots of artificial foods, colorings and flavorings mixed in there, as well as added caffeine. Well, this product doesn't have that in there, and it tastes fantastic. So it's a really great way for children to get the benefits of a recovery drink and helping them to stay hydrated while they're playing a sporting activities. So I'd like to ask you, are you ready to build? Because when you build strong cellular foundations, your body will thank you. Now, there's many examples of strong buildings throughout the world that are still standing today, many thousands of years later. And so how the choices that you make today will impact your health, not just today, but down the track. So you might think, oh, it's not too much, it's too much effort to go for that walk around the block today, or it's too much effort to get my ManaTech supplements out of their containers. I won't bother taking them today. But it's the small incremental changes that will go to building a very strong cellular body or your foundation to help you stay healthy and well and enjoying optimal health and well-being. So why did I choose to take ManaTech supplements, and why would I encourage you to, if you're new to this technology and somebody's sharing this with you for the first time, I really strongly encourage you to get back to that person who invited you to listen and ask them more questions, because they'll certainly be able to help you and guide you in the right places to get the information that you need. But it's really important that when we take supplements, we choose nutritional supplements with sound science behind them. There's a plethora of vitamins and minerals at the health food store or your local supermarket or chemist warehouse, but they don't necessarily have that sound scientific basis behind them. And coming from a nursing background, finding something that actually had a solid scientific foundation was really important to me. The other thing is it's important to have natural products that are not super dosing of vitamins and minerals. And that was important to me as well, because that's the way that my body recognizes things. Our bodies are created to get our nutrition from our food. And when we take supplements that are food-based, then our body has the best chance of recognizing those, utilizing them, and using them in a positive manner. So there's science, safety, and efficacy behind our products. And actually you can see there, that bottom picture on the right side of your screen is actually a photograph that I took when I visited the ManaTech headquarters all those years ago when we were able to travel, and went to the headquarters there in Texas, and was able to see behind the scenes of how the scientists work and the different machines they use to create and test our products, which is really important. Adhering to good manufacturing practices is also very important. We have the quality assurance lab. The other important thing is that our ManaTech supplements have been studied. Our products have been studied and scientifically validated in people. And I would seriously encourage you, if you haven't recently gone on to ManaTech Science, just choose one product, ambrotose, for example, and have a little look there at the multiple studies that have been conducted on that product. And seriously, it will blow your brain. I've been involved with ManaTech for quite a number of years now, as I'm sure some of you have on the call. And it really took my breath away at how many studies there actually have been conducted on just that one product in people, and they're published scientific studies. And our technology is very disruptive, which is really exciting, isn't it? To know that we can partner with a company that does have safe products which are effective, and it is a disruptive technology to bring health and wellness to the world. And our products are TGA approved, so they're passed by the regulatory body in Australia. And also we have our social entrepreneurship arm through our M5M program, which is a really fantastic way of giving back to the community. And we got to hear from Sarah just a couple of weeks ago of the impact that our Mission 5 Million program is having in helping nourish children all around the world who don't have access to the same things that we do. The other thing I love about the M5M program is that they get the same technology in their product as I get to take in mine. So it's specially designed for them, but they're not missing out. They're not getting a second class product or a second grade product. They're actually getting still that same first class science and nutrition that comes from the ManaTech products. So I would invite you to choose health and wellness, not just for yourself, but also for your family and for your loved ones. And I really encourage you to think carefully about the choices that you make each and every day, because remember, each choice does add up to create big differences for your health and well-being. And I know that when you take our products on a consistent daily basis, you will get life-changing, remarkable improvements in your health and well-being. And I just like to leave you with a little thought for your Saturday. Be kind to yourself and eat well whenever you can. Give yourself the gift of choosing good food and cultivate an attitude that you are worth taking care of. So thank you very much all for listening this morning. I hope the information has been helpful and beneficial. I know it's just been a little whiz through and not a deep dive into the hardcore science behind our products, but I think it's important if you can just go away with some really simple things to remember about how our products work, how vital they are for good health and well-being, and the incredible gift that we have to share it with other people. and there are so many people who are looking for what we have. And so please be bold. And I like what Jenny says, be proud out loud and share our amazing technology with those people that you love and care about the most. And that's all I had to share today, Sharon. So I don't know if there's any stories that people are happy to share. I know that there are, you yourself probably have fantastic stories with your own children of the nutrition that you've been able to provide them with the ManaTech products over the years and the improvements you've seen in their health and well-being.
Yes, I have, Kyna, and what an awesome overview of our technology. I'm so grateful to you. And as a fellow nurse, I'm sad and slightly embarrassed to say that I didn't know any of this, in 20 years of critical care nursing. I didn't know until I had a personal health wake-up call. And I'm so grateful for the people that sort of were gentle with me, because I was skeptical to hear about a breakthrough in science, so to speak, at a dinner party. And I've looked back, and I think it's coming up 25 years this year. I look 20 years younger than I am. I am, I still have a few medical labels, but I'm the best of my peers within those labels. And that's thanks to this technology. And, again, luckily, I was introduced to this prior to children, and they've had this technology, the benefits of it since day one, and it assists them through all the ups and downs of, they're all teens now, and still most of the time, I've got one's a little resistant right now, but I've got strategies I have planned there. And, it's like an insurance program for well-being. It's like the world's throwing some really awful stuff at us right now in health. And I feel so much better that I have some tools to assist their growing bodies to face what we have going on at this time. So God bless you, Kyna. I just love your perspective. I love listening to some of our expert colleagues and hearing different viewpoints on things, and it's inspiring, and I'm so grateful. Thank you for being here.
Oh, you're very welcome, Sharon. And yes, you're right. And unfortunately, if you have nurses in your lives, they may be very resistant to you sharing nutritional technology with them. But keep going, because we don't learn about this. We don't learn anything about nutrition at nursing school or university, and doctors as well don't learn anything about nutrition. They have maybe a very small, a couple of hours talk on it. So don't be surprised if your health professional doesn't know about nutrition, and maybe they have a very, very closed mind. But actually, I listened to a call the other day, and the doctor on there was saying, well, ask your doctor, are you allowed to eat blueberries or broccoli or cabbage or any other fruits or vegetables? And if they say yes, then you can take the ManaTech products. And I think that's a really good way of looking at it, because it doesn't matter what your health condition is, whether you're fairly well, whether you're just going to take it, like Sharon said, as an insurance policy to keep you well and healthy, or whether maybe you've got some challenge that you have more nutritional needs than other people. These products are very safe and effective and have been used all around the world every single day by very grateful consumers for having safe and effective products. And I think that's what's really a standout feature of our ManaTech technologies.
Absolutely. And I think just one other thing I was thinking as you're speaking there, Kyna, is another thing that's not taught in Western medicine or modern medicine is the terrain problem, where, yes, some people may do their best with their dietary choices, but our food has gone down. When I first learned that 25 years ago, that was the key for me, realizing that even if I did the best I could with food, it's not enough to maintain health and well-being anymore. And that's kind of the emergency of the day.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct, Sharon. And that is the sad part about it, isn't it? Unfortunately, I mean, I think if you just eat somebody's tomato, for example, that they've grown in their backyard, just the taste of that alone compared to a shop bought tomato, for example, it's very obvious that the nutrition, because the taste is affected by nutrition, in that a homegrown tomato is very different compared to a shop bought version of the same thing. So yeah, it's absolutely vitally important. And also, if it doesn't matter what you eat, if your gut's not right, you can't take that nutrition in. So that's really, really important. So if nothing else, if you seriously don't take anything else but GI Pro Balance and ambrotose, well, your body will certainly thank you, and your cells will be cheering you on every day that you consume those products. So maybe you can think about that when next time you're scooping out your ambrotose or taking that GI Pro Balance. Think of your little cells inside doing a little happy dance because they're getting the nutrition they need to function properly.
That's so cool, Kyna. That's exactly right. So God bless you for making, I know that you have a busy Saturday and you made room for us. I'm deeply appreciative, and we'll get you back next year.
No, that's fine. It's been a pleasure to share, and thank you very much for having me on. And I do trust that the information is helpful and beneficial, even in some small way, to help you take better care of your health and well-being.
Awesome. Thank you, Kyna. Thank you, everybody who's here now and into the future in the archive. And we'll be back next week with more nutrition and well-being and lifestyle education. So thanks, everyone. Appreciate everyone.